The search for your true self begins with a simple yet profound question. Are you living a life true to who you are, or are you merely following the expectations of others? Friedrich Nietzsche, one of the most revolutionary thinkers of modern philosophy, argued that the majority of people are trapped in what he called the herd mentality. This isn't just a critique of conformity, it's a challenge to break free from the societal chains that suppress individuality. Nietzsche believed that society operates on a system of values designed to maintain order and stability. But these values, he argued, often prioritize comfort and mediocrity over greatness and authenticity. Herd mentality isn't just about blending in, it's about sacrificing your unique potential to fit into a world that fears the extraordinary. To Nietzsche, the way forward lies in rejecting herd morality and embracing what he called master morality. Herd morality, rooted in fear and passivity, encourages people to avoid risks and follow the rules. Master morality, by contrast, is about creating your own values, living with courage, and taking responsibility for your life. It's not about dominance over others, it's about mastery of yourself. Nietzsche once said, "The individual has always had to struggle to keep from being overwhelmed by the tribe. If you try it, you will be lonely often and sometimes frightened. But no price is too high to pay for the privilege of owning yourself." This is where the journey begins, with the willingness to face loneliness and fear in pursuit of authenticity. Living authentically means embracing who you are, even when it goes against societal norms. But Nietzsche understood that this path is not easy. It requires strength, resilience, and a willingness to confront the parts of yourself that you've been taught to ignore. It requires, as Nietzsche put it, living dangerously. Living dangerously. To Nietzsche, living dangerously doesn't mean reckless abandon. It means rejecting the illusion of safety that comes from following the crowd. It means taking risks, facing uncertainty, and embracing life's challenges as opportunities for growth. He wrote, "Build your cities on the slopes of Vesuvius. Send your ships into uncharted seas." This philosophy is about stepping outside of your comfort zone, not for the sake of thrill, but for the sake of discovery. Nietzsche believed that it's only in moments of risk and vulnerability that we come to understand our true selves. Life's challenges, he argued, are not obstacles to avoid, but tests to overcome. This is where Nietzsche's famous assertion, "What does not kill us makes us stronger," becomes crucial. Every struggle, every hardship, every failure is an opportunity to grow. It's not just about surviving difficulties, it's about transforming them into strength, wisdom, and self-awareness. But living dangerously also means rejecting societal definitions of success. Nietzsche saw how modern life traps people in routines that leave no room for reflection or creativity. The 9-to-5 grind, the endless pursuit of wealth, the constant pressure to conform, these, Nietzsche argued, are prisons. They keep us busy, but they don't fulfill us. Amor Fati, the love of fate. To break free from these chains, Nietzsche introduced the concept of Amor Fati, or the love of fate. Amor Fati is not just about accepting life's challenges, it's about embracing them as essential parts of your journey. Nietzsche wrote, "My formula for greatness in a human being is Amor Fati, that one wants nothing to be different, not forward, not backward, not in all eternity. Not merely bear what is necessary, still less conceal it, but love it." Amor Fati challenges us to see every experience, good and bad, as meaningful. It asks us to find value in life's struggles, to see failure not as the opposite of success, but as a stepping stone to something greater. This perspective is transformative. It frees us from regret, resentment, and the need to control what we cannot change. But Nietzsche didn't stop there. He believed that the ultimate goal of life is not just to endure, but to thrive. To do this, he argued, we must become creators, not just of art or ideas, but of meaning itself. Creating your own values. One of Nietzsche's most radical ideas is the rejection of inherited values. He believed that most people live according to rules and beliefs that have been handed down to them by parents, by religion, by culture. These values, he argued, are not inherently wrong, but they are not inherently yours. To live authentically, Nietzsche said, you must create your own values. This doesn't mean rejecting all traditions or moral codes. It means examining them critically and choosing only those that align with your true self. He said, you have your way, I have my way. As for the right way, the correct way, and the only way, it does not exist. This act of creating your own values is an act of courage. It requires standing apart from the crowd, facing criticism, and risking failure. But Nietzsche believed that this is the only way to live a life that is truly yours, self-overcoming, the path to the Übermensch. At the heart of Nietzsche's philosophy is the idea of self-overcoming. This is the process of challenging yourself, confronting your limitations, and striving to become more than you were yesterday. Self-overcoming is not about perfection, it's about growth. Nietzsche believed that the ultimate goal of self-overcoming is to become the Übermensch, or overman. The Übermensch is not a superhuman. They are a fully realized individual who has transcended societal limitations and created their own meaning in life. In Thus Spoke Zarathustra, Nietzsche described the Übermensch as the ideal to which humanity should aspire. But this ideal is not easy to achieve. It requires what Nietzsche called eternal recurrence. Eternal recurrence, living as if forever. Eternal recurrence is one of Nietzsche's most challenging ideas. He asks us to imagine a scenario in which we are forced to live our lives over and over again, exactly as they are, in an infinite loop. Every joy, every pain, every success, and every failure would repeat itself endlessly. This thought experiment is not just philosophical, it's personal. It forces us to confront the question, are we living a life we would be willing to relive? Nietzsche believed that the Übermensch would embrace eternal recurrence. They would see every moment of their life, good and bad, as meaningful. This acceptance, Nietzsche argued, is the ultimate test of how well we are living. Eternal recurrence is closely tied to Amor, Fati. Together, these concepts challenge us to live fully in the present, to find beauty in the mundane, and to embrace life in its entirety. The power of solitude. To Nietzsche, one of the most important tools for self-discovery is solitude. In solitude, we are free from the expectations of others. We can strip away the noise of the world and listen to our inner voice. But solitude is not always comfortable. It forces us to confront our fears, our doubts, and our imperfections. Nietzsche believed that this confrontation is where true growth begins. He once said, "One must still have chaos in oneself to be able to give birth to a dancing star." This chaos, the inner conflict, the questioning, the self-doubt, is not something to fear. It is the raw material from which greatness is forged. Beyond individualism, inspiring others. While Nietzsche's philosophy is deeply personal, it is not selfish. He believed that by discovering your true self, you can inspire others to do the same. The Übermensch is not just a solitary figure. They are a guide, a leader, and a creator. Nietzsche admired figures who challenged the status quo, who dared to live differently, and who inspired others to question the world around them. He believed that the Übermensch has the power to reshape society, not by imposing their will, but by leading through example, living authentically in a modern world. Nietzsche's ideas are as relevant today as they were in his time. In a world driven by social media, consumerism, and the pressure to conform, the challenge of living authentically is greater than ever. But Nietzsche reminds us that the path to authenticity begins with a single step: the decision to ask, who am I? This question is not easy to answer. It requires reflection, courage, and a willingness to face the truth. But Nietzsche believed that the reward, the chance to live a life that is truly yours, is worth the struggle. In the end, Nietzsche's philosophy is not about providing answers, it's about encouraging questions. It's about challenging you to think, to grow, and to create. It's about reminding you that life's greatest journey is not outward, but inward. So ask yourself, What values will you create? What risks are you willing to take? And what kind of life will you live? The answers lie not in the world around you, but within.